In Shaanxi, 3 wealthy women drugged and sexually assaulted a 19-year-old handsome young man, taking turns with him for hours until his body convulsed, and he foamed at the mouth. Unfortunately, the young man lost his ability to function sexually afterward. Despite the severity of the assault, the 3 women were not convicted of rape. So, why did the young man end up in such a tragic situation? On July 24, 2017, the Shaanxi police received a report from a hospital. Doctors informed the police that they were treating a highly unusual patient. The young man was disoriented and unconscious, but oddly, his body showed no signs of external injuries or forced harm. Instead, his body was covered with lipstick marks and other post-intimate signs. The hospital hesitated to take immediate action, so they requested police assistance. When the police arrived at the hospital, they quickly realized that the case was not straightforward. The young man was completely naked and flushed red. Although the doctors had managed to save him from the brink of death, his reproductive organ had suffered a catastrophic fracture, leaving him permanently impotent. At 19 years old, when he awoke and learned that he had lost his masculinity, he wept bitterly, realizing he would live the rest of his life with this debilitating condition. With the comfort and support of the police and medical staff, the young man recounted what had happened. He claimed he had been raped, though the police were initially skeptical. The medical staff soon revealed that the young man had been found in an entertainment venue, where he had been discovered naked and convulsing on a bed. The room was littered with tissues and used condoms, indicating that a violent sexual encounter had just taken place. 3 attractive, middle-aged women were still in the room, watching the young man being carried out, seemingly unsatisfied with what had transpired. The medical staff's account helped the police piece together what had occurred. The young man, named Wang, then gave a detailed explanation of how the events unfolded. After graduating high school, he had taken a part-time job at a bathhouse to ease his family's financial burden. His youthful good looks and shy demeanor attracted a group of older women who frequented the establishment. Wang had a naturally charming personality, and he soon became popular among these wealthy women, who enjoyed his company. Among them was a woman named Ms. Chen, who became infatuated with Wang. Every time she visited the bathhouse, she specifically requested Wang's services, though she never asked him to do much besides keep her company. After their conversations, Ms. Chen would generously tip Wang. Over time, Wang let his guard down and began to see Ms. Chen as a trusted confidant, unaware that she had other intentions. One day, Ms. Chen invited Wang out for a meal. Upon arriving at the restaurant, Wang realized it wasn't just the two of them, 2 other elegantly dressed women were also present, making him feel uneasy. Wang recalled feeling increasingly uncomfortable throughout the meal. After returning from the restroom, he started to feel feverish, dizzy, and his consciousness began to fade. He lost control of his body and found himself entangled with the 3 wealthy women in bed. He distinctly remembered not wanting to engage with them sexually, but he was completely powerless, unable to resist as they took advantage of him. By the early hours of the morning, Wang felt utterly drained. The women then forcibly made him drink a mysterious liquid, reigniting the feverish sensations. His lower body became aroused again, despite his growing distress, and the ordeal continued until his body began to convulse, and he foamed at the mouth. Only then did the women finally stop. Naive, Wang believed that the evidence he had would be enough to convict the 3 women. However, at the time, Chinese law did not clearly define the crime of a woman raping a man. As a result, the women could not be prosecuted for rape. In the end, the court ruled that the 3 women had to pay Wang 100,000 yuan in compensation for emotional distress. Wang struggled to accept this outcome. Looking at the permanent damage he had suffered, he was filled with nothing but regret, yet there was little else he could do.